What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm feeling like I'm in a deja vu because I don't know if you can tell, but I just reapplied my makeup. I think I still have a little bit of eyeliner in my eyes, but I just reviewed the Bridgerton Pat McGrath collaboration collection and I thought that's it. And then a package came into the mail and these beautiful Charlotte Tilbury colors just arrived. These are the new matte iced mesmerize. And I paid for expedited shipping, guys. So every time I pay for expedited shipping, I'm kind of like, I need to review them right away or else, you know, the fact that I paid extra kind of goes to waste. So therefore, I took off my makeup, reapplied my makeup. I kind of put a little bit of a different twist to it because this time around, I'm wearing the Nude Gas and Face palette and I wanted to get that 90s lip going. So I'm hoping that these will work for me and I can still do a little bit of a wear test to them. I'm not gonna prime my lids. I want to use this as is. First off, let's start packaging. The packaging is the exact same as the other Iced Mesmerize, the glittery version. I only have one of these Iced Mesmerize. I have the shade Oyster Pearl, which is one of the more popular shades. And the reason I show this is because I do want to compare not only the texture, but also the packaging. I wish that the packaging was a little bit different. So I wish that the matte version had a matte lid on top. And one of the other things that I also don't like about the original packaging is that the logo always rubs off. Oyster Pearl is actually a repurchase of mine and I do really like this shade. My one but with this is this has a very moussey texture. Let me just apply this. And although it looks great on application, I do get a lot of creasing when I wear this on its own, so I always have to use it with a primer. Of course, that's not a bad thing. I have to use almost all my shadows with a primer, but it does make this idea of a one and done shade kind of, difficult, I think. It makes it a little bit more finicky. These newer matte shades, however, should be a new formula. So not only are they matte, but they should be a little bit more long-lasting and water-resistant. So I'm gonna just look at the claims a little bit on the website. It says, "Darlings, unlock the secret to a mesmerizing look in seconds with my new matte eyes to mesmerize in," well, I got 3 colors. I got the shade Flawless Beige, Smokey Taupe, and Chocolate Veil. I'm a little bit sad I didn't get Nude Cashmere. I knew I wasn't really going to use diffused black, but Nude Cashmere was also in my, my little carts, but I was afraid that 1, I might not like the formula, and 2, I wasn't sure if that color would be right for me, like if I would get any use out of it, especially not as a one and done shade. But yeah, I wasn't convinced yet, so I wanted to try these first. The website says, "Combining the famous long-lasting smoothing powers of my iconic Eyes to Mesmerize cream shadows with a new matte formula. These miracle pots are the secret to a red carpet smoky eye look in seconds. These long-lasting cream matte eyeshadows are easy to build, blend, and wear." These have a shelf life of 6 months and I paid 26 euros for them. I'll put the dollar amount somewhere on the screen because I know that most of you are actually from America. Most of my viewers are from America. I did not see this launch coming. Like, I don't think it was introduced, it was hyped up, it just dropped and was like, okay, that's it. But I'm hella excited to be here. I think the best thing to do is to swatch them, feel them, love them, and that's what I'm gonna do. So that feels really tough. On first application, it's hard, y'all. Like, they really feel a lot different. You can pick up so much more with the cream formula, and this one I was pressing and pressing, but you cannot get through it. Maybe a nice side-by-side would be Smokey Taupe with Oyster Pearl. Okay, I can't wait any longer. I just want to apply these on my face. The swatches will just be chilling over here. I think I'm going to go in with my Rare Beauty brush. This is one of those cream or liquid shadow brushes, and I feel like it can get a bit of hold with this. I think the best thing to do is to start with my lightest shade, which is Flawless Beige. Okay, so that is a little bit darker than my skin tone, and it does make for a very contoured eye look. I'm gonna use the second shade, Smokey Taupe, on this eye. When you warm up the shadow a little bit, you can easily blend it out, but it is very rough to the touch. I also don't think it's a good idea to apply both of the creams on both eyes and then blend it out. I definitely work with one eye and finish that one and then do the other eye. Let's give you an extreme close-up. So on this side we have Flawless Beige, and on this side we have Smokey Taupe, only one layer. I'm gonna use my finger to try to apply a little bit more and see how well they layer together. Okay, so you can definitely build up some of that definition and opacity. And now I feel like you can see the difference between Smokey Taupe and Flawless Beige way more. Before, I kind of felt like they looked very similar on the eyes, but now I'm kind of like, no, this one is definitely just a light contouring look, and this one is, per definition, a great one and done shade. I love me a good taupe shade, and finger application was fine. Let me do another extreme close-up, and then after that, let's try the last shade. Okay guys, we're back here. Just a little side note, I took off my eye makeup with an oil cleanser because I first used the micellar water that I have, and that I think wasn't enough. So I can determine that if it dries down, it sets pretty well. It's a little bit difficult to take off. Also, when you do get it off, there is a little bit of pilling or something going on. I don't know if you can see that. This is from the swatches, and it kind of just rolled off my hand after that. So texture wise, incredibly different than the original formula. So the last shade that I have is Chocolate Veil. I'm really gonna dig in deep in this one, and I'm hoping for a nice chocolate smoky eye. Okay, so this is where we're at. That took me a little bit longer to do. I think also because the shade is darker and therefore the opacity just needs to be there, or else it might look streaky or muddy. But I do think we got there. It looks a little muddy, and that's because it has already set down whilst I was trying to blend it. So I think that the time to blend is not too long, so please don't be like me and over apply the first time. You see the muddiness a little bit over there? So that is just a technique flaw, but I feel like I can fix it. Now what I want to try to do is put Flawless Beige on top of it. And this is where we're at. Try to do the other side, and let's get to my final thoughts. So I don't know if you can tell, but I feel like it's enhancing my texture if I layer this a little bit too much. Also, one side is a little muddy, but we're just gonna mosey along. And for fun of it, guys, let's just layer Oyster Pearl right on top. Okay guys, so I put on a little bit of mascara, and this is the final eye look. Okay, let me gather my thoughts on these Mesmerize matte pots. First off, the colors. I think all the colors are extremely nice and wearable. I think Charlotte Tilbury nails it when it comes to creating colors that you want to put on your eyes, and definitely a matte formulation of these potted shadows. I feel that there was a demand for them. She is right on the money with that. Then we talk packaging. I do wish there was a little bit of a distinction between the two. It doesn't really bother me. I mean, they're all sitting in my collection like this, or the shade names are at the bottom. But at the same time, it's just small details that make Charlotte Tilbury always a, experience. Then we'll talk formulation. It is incredibly hard to get your finger in the pan. My brush that I used is completely hardened. And getting your finger in the pan is quite difficult. You have to press pretty hard to get the formulation. And I also feel that applying pressure on your lids is also kind of to a maximum. I think the best way to use these is to apply thin layers of it and work one eye at a time. I would definitely also consider them more as one and done shades and not as shades that you can build on top of each other. It was a little bit too cakey for that, and I feel like my lids are a little bit cakey right now. I really liked Flawless Beige, and for a contoured eye look, it looked beautiful. It's kind of that vibe that I'm going for right now. So I'm definitely happy that I have that shade. And I think the most difficult shade for me to wear and my least favorite is actually Chocolate Veil, which is a little bit crazy to me because I actually thought I was gonna love Chocolate Veil. But the fact that it's such a dark color, I feel like you can make mistakes easily and you can get it to be muddy easily. As a base for makeup, you could use them like that, but it is a heavier formulation than the mousse versions. But I will say that I don't think that this formulation will crease on my eyes. If you have any more questions regarding these shadows, please let me know in the comment section below. I'm happy to answer all of your questions. I'm not a makeup artist, but I'm a makeup lover. I love everything makeup and I love talking about makeup. So I like giving long replies when it comes to my comment section. Anyway, guys, have a beautiful day and I'll let you know in the comment section below if these were well. Bye.